So recently I went to a tournament and this happened to me. So you might be like, what was that? Was that a phantom hit? Well, no, there are no phantom hits in 64. That was intentional. That was J-Fox. What is J-Fox? Oh, well, you're in for a ride. So strap in and let's go check out all the different versions of Super Smash Bros. The very first thing you'll notice is announcer calls are different. When you enter versus mode, it sounds like this. And when you click some of the characters, it'll say either Purrin or a weird version of Fox. Here's the American call for people who aren't familiar with 64. One of the coolest differences that I wish we had was that Fox actually says mission complete in Japanese. This is something I didn't even know existed at all until recently. In all other versions, it was removed and replaced with like a small little grunt. Before we get into character changes, I wanted to mention that in the Japanese version, they do traditional punching and kicking sound effects. Whereas in every other region, it sounds more like you're in a bowling alley. Another sound change that they did was with the beam sword. The Japanese version sounds like a lightsaber from like Star Wars. But the other regions have a more unique sound to it. Alright, well let's get into the character changes. Luigi! First on the list we have Luigi. So one of the changes they did was they made Luigi bigger. Now if you compare normal Luigi with Japanese Luigi, you'll see Japanese Luigi is pretty small. He's pretty tiny actually. So making Luigi bigger means his moves are bigger, but he's also easier to hit because he is bigger. But it's pretty nice because his rolls go further, and his up B goes farther because he's a bigger character. One of the biggest nerfs they did from Japanese Luigi to international Luigi is they made his air speed slower. This was a horrible nerf. This makes him suck so bad in neutral because it's hard to get in when your air speed is very, very slow. A cool change they did was they made Luigi's forward throw do more damage and his back throw do less damage. I think it's cool because in contrast, Mario loves to back throw to kill, but now with Luigi, it's like swapped. Luigi wants to forward throw to kill instead of doing back throw. So with Luigi's Fireball coming from Japan to the international, they made his Fireball do less knockback and travel shorter. This nerf sucks because it's harder to effectively use his Fireball, and with Luigi having dog water airspeed, it's already harder to utilize your neutral in trying to get in. Here's the full change list. You could pause the video and read it if you're interested. With all the changes, I think Japanese Luigi might be better just because he has better airspeed and better fireballs. So with Mario, they made him bigger than the Japanese counterpart, just like Luigi, so that means his rolls are longer, his moves are bigger and have more reach, but he's easier to get hit. With Mario as well, because he's bigger means his super jump punch is actually higher. They actually gave him a better fireball, so American Mario will do more damage with the fireball, 1% more. And it'll actually travel further distances. So you can see here, Japanese Mario kind of cuts short even on the ground or in the air, but American Mario can get it pretty damn far. And of course, here's the patch notes on the screen, but overall, all the changes make Mario a better character compared to his Japanese counterpart. So I would say I'd rather choose American Mario over Japanese Mario. In the American version, DK ate way too many bananas, so he is heavier than the Japanese DK. American DK also hits harder on the back air, not damage-wise, but on knockback-wise. Same goes for the down air, it hits harder this time. They also surprisingly updated his up B, so he gets more height. It's kinda hard to notice, but if you take a close look, you can see that the Japanese DK lands before the American DK. And finally, the only nerf he's got was it's easier to get out of cargo hold. After looking through all of the changes, I think it's safe to say that it would be better off to pick American DK over Japanese DK. Yeah, for some reason, Japanese Link has a darker sword. They made American Link's sword brighter. They also just made his walk slower. Like, why? I'm gonna be saying a why a lot for a lot of these Link changes. Someone did not like Link in the dev team because they made his gravity higher. The problem with this is it makes all of his jumps go lower and even messes with his up B. Even while being affected by gravity, they still lowered his up B height. Down air in the American version got nerfed, the hitbox is smaller, it doesn't even cover the whole sword, and they made it do less damage and less knockback. Same goes for the up tilt, they made the hitbox smaller and do 5% less damage. Why? Who is struggling with Link in the dev team? I don't get it. They changed the way his bombs work, so in the Japanese version it does more damage but no knockdown, but the American version has knockdown but less damage. Oh, but they changed his shield so it's bigger. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with that? They're gonna just break my shield easier. What? Listen, if you want to play as Link, play as Japanese Link. If you're playing Smash Remix, it gives you the option to either pick Japanese Link or normal Link. Pick Japanese Link. Do not pick American Link. What the hell happened with American Link? Did someone just get bomb spammed at Nintendo headquarters? They're like, damn, this Link is too good. He's just spamming too many bombs and down airing. Like, bro, don't pick Link. Don't pick American Link. Just don't touch him. So for Samus, the American version had a few buffs. The up smash has a little bit more knockback. The hitboxes are slightly bigger and it lasts a little bit longer. Unfortunately, American Samus got nerfed with the screw attack. The screw attack only lasts for 5 frames of invincibility compared to the Japanese 11 frames of invincibility. So in the hitbox viewer, if your hurtbox is green, that means you're invincible. If it's orange, that means you can get hit. This sucks because you can't challenge aerials as effective anymore with the grounded up B. Honestly, this one is up to preference. I do think in the overall grand scheme of things, the invincibility is more valuable than the up smash, but I personally use up smash a lot. So this one is your choice. The speed demon himself, Captain Falcon. In the American version, they made his jump height less than the Japanese version. They did the same with his double jump, so he doesn't go as high as Japanese Falcon. They also increased his fall speed, which is great for movement, but you get comboed easier. But with the American version, they decided to make him run faster, so he runs way faster than Japanese Falcon. Overall, from all the changes, America seemed to want a faster Falcon, and the trade-off was to give up the jump power. Ness went through a lot of changes. They decided American Ness should have a weaker up air, so smaller hitbox, smaller knockback, and smaller % damage. They went ahead and also nerfed all his smash attacks, so American Ness has less damage per smash attack on all of the smash attacks. Also, the up smash, interestingly, has a different launch angle. So they also changed the PK Fire. Japanese Ness can shoot the PK Fire further than American Ness, but Japanese Ness does less damage with the PK Fire compared to American Ness. Japanese Ness has an easier time comboing of up tilt, but American Ness struggles. I don't understand this choice as there's other characters with better up tilts than Ness. Why did they have to do this to Ness? So there's a lot going on with the up B. So American Ness has a smaller hitbox, his invincibility is shorter, and the hitbox ends earlier. Along with that, he has a longer recovery time when he lands. I don't think these changes were necessary at all, and it should have just been kept the way Japanese Ness was. Except the power of the up B. My god, it hits hard in the Japanese version. I don't know what they're smoking in that version, but in an American version, it hits to like a good amount, but Japanese is crazy. Overall, with all the changes, I think someone was having a hard time with Ness in the development team. I don't know what was going on. Aside from the up B doing way too much knockback, I think everything else should have just stayed the same. I really don't think these changes were needed. So I think Japanese Ness is honestly the better Ness. Yoshi! This dinosaur got lucky because in the American version, he got buffed across the board. He got a buff to his airspeed and his horizontal recovery on double jump, so he gets to places further. He also falls faster. American Yoshi does more damage with down smash and launches them at a lower angle. And finally, they gave American Yoshi better super armor than Japanese Yoshi. They accidentally created a monster. So after all these changes, we can see they wanted Yoshi to do better in the air, and he does really good in the air. So yeah, they gave plenty of buffs to Yoshi in the American version. They made American Kirby slightly smaller than Japanese Kirby. Because he is smaller, his up B travels less range when he's doing it on the ground. American Kirby's rapid jab is smaller, which is interesting. It's like, who's really having a problem with rapid jab? In the American version, they also toned down his up smash, his down smash, and his rock ability to do less percent and less knockback. I mean, which makes sense. Kirby was a problem, so they're trying to figure out how to tone him down. And tone him down they did. They nerfed his up air's percent damage and range. Wow, his up air, his worst move. What were they thinking? Why did they do the up air? I feel like they did not know how to balance Kirby. Look at his up tilt. Look at his up tilt! Why does his up tilt go that far? Look at his down tilt! Where is his foot? I have so much rage for this character. Where is his foot? Look at the back air! Look at the down air! Why? I'm sorry, I just don't understand how rapid jab and up air got nerfed, but those moves didn't. Kirby doesn't do collateral damage in the Japanese version, but in an American version, he does do collateral damage. Going over the changes, I do believe the team knew Kirby was pretty strong and wanted to tone him down, but whoever was in charge of toning him down had no idea what to tone down. So Japanese Kirby is just a beast. Fox! The man of the hour, Fox McCloud. So they made his down tilt do more damage in the American version compared to the Japanese version. Japanese Fox actually used to have a combo down smash, compared to American Fox, who has an edge guard down smash. Japanese Fox did less damage with the blaster, but more knockback, but American Fox does more damage, but less knockback. They changed his up B so Japanese Fox hits more horizontal, but American Fox will hit more vertical. The craziest change we just saw at the beginning of the video is he has super armor. Japanese Fox has super armor in his up B. This is crazy because imagine a world where new Fox, Melee Fox, Ultimate Fox had super armor on the up B. You can even do crazy stuff like this, like parrying a Falcon punch. Japanese Fox had some unique changes, and it would be crazy to imagine a world where he kept the super armor up B. Pikachu! Ugh, who invited the rat? So Pikachu actually got nerfed with his Thunder Jolt. It goes less distance in the American version compared to the Japanese version. His dash attack got buffed in the American version for some weird reason. The American Pikachu gains a buff where he has a third hitbox on his forward smash, so his range is even better for forward smash. I mean, these changes are not too drastic. I feel like the devs thought Pikachu was balanced, so they didn't touch much, but that forward smash buff really does help American Pikachu. Jigglypuff! Jigglypuff has some weird changes. For example, they made her blinking pattern different with her taunt. I guess it's to match whether she's saying Jigglypuff or purring with the taunt, but yeah, they changed that. They also changed the end lag of the taunt so you could cancel the taunt faster, which I think is pretty funny, I don't know. In the Japanese version, she uses her Japanese voice actor. And in the American version, of course, it's the American voice actor. Rest got buffed in the American version. It does more damage and more knockback compared to the Japanese version. And lastly, they buffed Jigglypuff's down smash so it extends past her legs now. I honestly see no reason to pick Japanese Jiggly over American Jiggly unless you want to just hear the other voice actor. Well guys, we're not done yet. We have to look over the EU changes, but there's only a little bit changes, and I'm going to make this a turbo round, so strap in, we're going fast. They changed her downer so it's smaller. I don't know why. Why would they do this? They also made her backer weaker and her airspeed slower. Who is in charge of EU?
Jigglypuff!
They made her downer smaller. I don't understand. And they also, look at this. Look at this. Where's the hitbox? Do you see it? Because I sure as hell don't. I thought this was a glitch. No, you need to have Smash Remix's cloaking device to even see the hitbox. Why? Oh no. Up tilt does more knockback. Forward smash does more damage. Thunder does more damage. Downer does more damage. He just does more damage. This has to be a joke, right? This has to be a joke. I'm not even going to talk about the changes. The developer who changed Link like this does not deserve me talking about these changes. Why is the video panning to me? Get that off my screen right now. Get it off. After that Australian patch went through, there was one more revision with Europe, and the only change they did was fix a few things with Link. They made his jump a little bit better, but still not as good as Japanese Link. They also made his forward smash stronger and his airspeed better, but I would still just prefer Japanese Link. Well, that was the regional differences in Smash 64. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This took me a long time to make. If you guys enjoyed, please consider subscribing so that I can make more Smash 64 content. Please support me if you can on my other socials, and please check out the streams sometimes. I stream this game often. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna hit the hay. Okay, I guess I can't hit the hay. Oh my god! Not gonna lie, I might have to KO the guy who did the Europe patch.